All right, guys, here we are. We're back again with another episode of the Hawk-Smolen Podcast. We come to you every Thursday night right at or around 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Smolden, are you here tonight?
I am here and I am ready.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's good to have you back. When you're feeling better and things are going great, it makes things a lot easier, eh?
It certainly does, yeah. When you're sick, it's just one of those things where it's like, man, I really don't know if I want to do a podcast this week, but I'm feeling better, fighting through it here, and hey, here we are, back at it.
And you got the Bud Light?
Two of them in my hands as we speak.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, awesome work as always. As we head over to Monday night, where we started out with the asphalt street stocks. Those guys were at South Boston. It was 69 degrees, a little bit colder than what we like to see. And we started out with the heat race here at South Boston. That was won by Brandon Parks, Cole Howard in the 2, Jamie in the 3 spot there, and John Wayne in that 4 spot there. Good looking heat there, Smolden.
Yeah, it's it's always fun to have these cars at Sobo or South Boston or whatnot, but good heat. Nice one out of Brandon.
Out there to Brandon is the heat number 2. We had Corey win it, Andrew back there in the 2 spot, yourself in the 3, and the return of JT Fields. Surprised there to see JT back racing with us. Good to have him in here racing with us, Smolden.
Absolutely. It was good to hear his voice over race chat every so often. We missed him. It was good that he came back out, and hopefully he shows back up for some more races.
A lot of street stock showed up. Like I said, we went into the 3rd heat where it was won by Chris Jones, Anthony Monroe in the 2, and Lemons back there rounding out your top 3. Jones winning that, no surprise there, and Clemens in the top 3. Clemens getting his act together, so pretty awesome heat race there as we move into the feature, which was won by Corey. Brandon Parks in the 2, and Smolden there in the top 3. Cool to see Corey back in action again after getting kicked out of the race last week at Martinsville due to some actions that were taking place on the track, but he was able to get it turned around and came back to win it here. And awesome work to you, Smolden, there in your top 3, and Brandon in the 2. Anybody you see here on that list that should have done a little bit better here than expected?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, you would have had to watch the race to see exactly how this top 6 or 7 worked out, or probably top 6 at least. But yeah, me coming in the 3rd was not how it was supposed to work out. I was actually pretty excited there at the end of the race. Cole, Chris, or Jonesy, they got into each other. They had something happen where I was able to get around them and finish in 3rd place. So I would have to say Cole and Jonesy finishing the 4 and 5 spot was probably the most surprising thing. But yeah,
absolutely.
Made it happen.
Yeah, absolutely. They definitely made it happen. Like I said, and seeing Cole in the 4 spot, laying down the quickest time of the night, 16:153. So may have finished 4th, but definitely had that good-looking speed out there. As we look at the incident points, and they racked up hard here at South Boston. Anthony Monroe able to catch that 14. Andrew able to catch 14, and the only guy out here with 0 was your race winner. And believe it or not, it was Corey. I mean, Corey went from a week of getting kicked out at the paperclip to coming back, winning it, leading 44 laps. 0 incident points, and yeah, congratulations again to Corey on that big win at South Boston. And then we packed him up and went to Pocono. And I tell you, the 203 Truck Series is definitely fun. How did you feel about Pocono there, Smolden?
I do love the trucks at Pocono. I'm obviously I host the 203 Truck Series. I enjoy everybody coming out. We do have a bunch of good guys that come out every week. It is fun. Pocono is just one of those tracks where you just can't figure it out. I don't think anybody out there can figure it out, right?
Yeah, pump the brakes. When you say you couldn't figure it out, you qualified number 1, okay? I know we jumped the gun here, but you're saying, hey, we couldn't figure it out. But this guy just trying to be modest, and it's like, right? Listen, the 203 Truck Series guy goes out here and lays down a burner, 54.939, and he's the only guy to get into 54. So, yeah, Smolden, I'm going to beat you up here because you're like, man, tough track, really couldn't seem to figure it out. And this guy goes out here and lays down a 54. Nobody else in qualifying did that, so Smolden, great work there. Looks like you definitely had
some back wind. It was helping me down the backstretch.
Yeah, you had something because a 54 and nobody else touched that. That was pretty darn impressive. So Jones in the 2, Brandon Parks qualified in the P3, and as I go down the list and look at some of these names that I feel like should have qualified better, I look at Jamie Kephart down there in that number 12 spot. That's a big dot on my eyes there. What are you seeing, Smolden?
Yeah, I think that maybe J Bones there, Jay Thaxter. he hasn't been running that often or that much. So, like I said, it's a tough track. It's a different track. Not that it's hard or difficult. It's just a very odd configuration for any kind of track. So,
yeah, absolutely.
Is what it is.
Absolutely. And then we went over to the race, and that's where Brandon Parks ended up taking the win there. Congratulations to Brandon Parks. We had a lot of issues with this race also. We had a couple things happen with the connections and all of that, so I won't take that qualifying too hard there for Jamie. But yeah, we had connection problems throughout the night here at Pocono. I dropped out, JT dropped out, Jamie dropped out. A few guys were disconnected, but overall, great race for Brandon Parks. Congratulations. Not selling him short at all. Qualified P3. Got himself the win. Great job. I mean, he led 21 laps. It's pretty darn good. 0 incident points. So the man out of Michigan did good. Anthony Monroe in the 2, and Cody finding himself in the top 3 there. So big ups to Cody. And then I look down the list, and like I said, I see a couple guys that should have done better. Smolden yourself being qualified number 1 and finishing 8th. And I guess you really did mean it when you said, hey, maybe it was just luck.
It was it was a tough race with just how everything was breaking down. Obviously, we're all race online, so internet connections I'm not sure exactly what was at fault or what was at fault, but that made it a little difficult. And then, I stepped on my own, on the restart there late in the race. I hit the bumps coming into 1. It shot me straight outside, and I dive bombed, or I straight up hit Cole Howard as hard as human possibly and wiped out. I took out Adam. Adam was able to somewhat salvage his race, but I felt terrible that I took out a couple teammates as well. So it was not the way I wanted to end the race, but unfortunately, racing's racing.
Yeah, absolutely. You did a fantastic job as always out there. These boys did a great job. We look at the incident points, and the highest one is 12. That's Adam Herr. Got picked up 12 there. And the Brandon Parks, 0 incident points and winning the race. So congratulations to him on that feat there at Pocono. So
what I do want to say, though, is Cody qualified 14th or started the race in 14th spot and finished in 3rd.
Yeah.
I do got to give him a little shout out there. That was a heck of a race. To come up and finish out on the podium.
Yeah, so, I was gonna give him the credit there, but Smolden, I was looking at like half the field got disconnected. Okay, so
this is true.
I do agree with you though. The guy was qualified for
third place.
And third place is third place. You're absolutely right. So Cody, big job, good job. Glad Smolden pointed that out because I would have blown past it because I'm like, look, dude, 8 people got disconnected. All right, homie.
Hey, it's not his problem, right?
It ain't his internet. He paid his bill.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. Quit robbing that shit off your neighbor.
Yeah, that's what happened there. So Monday night was awesome as we packed it up, went to Tuesday night, and we had championship week. We did the dashing for cashing, and looking good right here as we started the 360s off where we went out there and qualified them. And Chris Jones took quick time in Chili Bowl with the 360 sprint car, Valentine the 2, yourself in the 3 spot, Jamie in the 4-5, Big Nasty, and the 6 spot was Jonathan Flowers there. So nothing too crazy with qualifying because it is the Chili Bowl. I mean, you just happen to get around the track, right, Smolden?
Yeah, I mean, it was the what we like to call the fun race, right? As a driver, it's not so much fun, but these cars do not belong out on that small track. It can be done, but man, is it a damn challenge for sure. But it was fun. We had a great night that night on Tuesday.
Yeah, absolutely. It was definitely fun to see all these guys out here racing and put on the show for us as always. As we went over to the race, and it was won by Valentine, Jamie Kephart in 2, and Big Nasty in the 3. As we look at Chris Jones, he qualified number 1, finished 4th, had an earlier accident, got caught up in it, put him 6 laps down. Yourself in the 5, and 6 was Flowers. Smolden, I think you could have done better than that, but it is the Chili Bowl, right? I mean, it's a little tougher than just going out there and racing around fucking Charlotte, right?
It is definitely the Chili Bowl. I hate to blame it on others, but the 2 guys in front of me got into each other, went a little sideways. I mean, it's a Chili Bowl, right? So it's so tight. There's not much wiggle room at all. And I was on my brakes, but I slid into them, and then my car happened to end up on the side, so I had to tow. And when you tow at the Chili Bowl, you're done, right?
Well,
you're done. So.
Yeah, you wouldn't think that you would be done considering you only got to move like 3 feet.
Correct, right, exactly.
The tow time should be like a quarter of what it normally is, right? Like if you're getting
I don't know who they called or what tow truck company they called, but man, I feel like they were like an hour away.
Yeah, they were coming from Lanier.
Right, exactly. So it's like, maybe he was on his lunch break and he's like, "Hey, I'll be there in 45. Like, I'll catch you when I'm done, when I'm free or something." I'm not sure, but maybe he even came from Australia. We have no idea. Maybe he's Jones's roommate. I don't know what happened, but he took his time. So
he took his time,
but it was fun.
Yeah, very good as always out there. And we look at some of these incident points, and they're great to see. I mean, we had 6 big ass sprint cars out there at the Chili Bowl, and the guys only managed to get up to 6X. That's pretty darn good. So big ups to all you guys out there for keeping it clean as can be. So great work, and congratulations against the Valentine winning that 360 race. And we went over to the dirt big blocks, and they were right back at the Chili Bowl also. And the big blocks at the Chili Bowl were very interesting, Smolen. I mean, big car, very tiny track.
I thought this would be even harder of a race versus like, the wing sprint cars that we just ran the race prior. But these guys, I don't know if it's the car. Even some of the guys I was talking to, I didn't run this, but some of the guys I talked to Jones, I talked to a couple of them, and they said these cars are actually easier to run out there because they're just set up to bank into the corners like they are. And it was a heck of a race. It was actually really fun to watch. I mean, just qualifying, those guys were real tight in the top 5 right.
Yeah, they did a great job all night long, and like I said, number 1 qualifier going out to Chris Beavers, Jones in the 2, Coy round out your top 3 there. Somebody that I felt like could have done better there qualifying wise is Wyatt Walker. I don't know how you feel about that.
It's a Chili Bowl. I mean, I don't know how many guys have practice in any of these cars we ran out here at the Chili Bowl. Probably some of these guys, I'm not sure if it's a free track in iRacing, but if it's not, some of these guys probably had to buy it just to get out here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we head over to the race, and the race was awesome, man. One of the best races I've seen all season long, and that was won by Chris Beavers. Coy back there in the 2, Jamie Kephart in the 3, and some of these guys in the back there, Jones in the 4, Wyatt Walker in the 5, and the 6 going over to Big Nasty there. And, man, great racing overall there. And then something I want to point out here, and I know you see it there, and I'm looking right at it, dude. Look at those incident points.
That's looking at it.
Look at those incident points at the Chili Bowl. Every single driver had 0 in 25 laps. How in the fuck does that happen?
I don't know if the incident counter maybe might have been broken for this race, but to get a big block around Chili Bowl and put 6 guys out there and not have a single incident point is unbelievable. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, there should have at least been a total of all 6 guys. Maybe 20. We had 0. So congratulations to all of you guys for making it a clean race. And that was the funnest race to watch all night, to be honest.
Yeah, and that's why I really do make a point of taking these best 6 guys at the end of every year in the dirt and letting them go out here and race together, because they put on a show, and you've seen it here. I mean, it doesn't matter the track or the car, big track, big car, little car, 0 incident points at the Chili Bowl. They put on their best show all year long, and it was awesome to watch. And congratulations to Beavers again on that win there in the big blocks. As we head out from that, and we loaded up, and we put them in the trailer, and we pulled out our Pro Late models, and the Pro Late models did not disappoint. Chris Jones went out there, qualified number 1, Beavers in the 2, Coy in the 3, Jamie in the 4, Wyatt Walker in the 5, and Big Nasty qualifying there. Big Nasty, I'm sorry, excuse me, that was the practice. Wyatt Walker qualified number 1, Chris Beavers in the 2, Chris Jones in the 3, Coy in the 4, Big Nasty in the 5, and Jamie Kephart there in the 6. Any surprises there in qualifying, Smolen?
Yeah, I think maybe Kephart down where he was at in the 6th spot. Not too bad off the pace, but obviously these aren't his forte. I mean, and once again, I keep saying it over and over, it's a Chili Bowl, right? So there's zero room for error to make a fast lap here. You're either done or you make it. It's one or the other. But I'd have to say Kephart on that.
Yeah, absolutely. And you look at it, and you can ask Kephart about it. It'd be like, it's a go-kart track. So he's it's a go-kart track, Nighthawk. That's what he tells me. So hey, I get it, I understand, and we're gonna have one of these races here soon for him that he's gonna have a good shot at. So Jamie Kephart there, qualified P6 there. Congratulations to Wyatt Walker on qualifying number 1, and we went out here and we raced these bad boys. And then tell you what, the Pro Late Models are a huge car. Wyatt Walker able to take the win. Chris Beavers in the 2, Jones in the 3, Coy in the 4. And Big Nasty there in the 5 spot. Jamie there in the 6 there in the race. So Anything you see in those top 6 that may have been different in your top 3?
No, I don't think so. They pretty much all qualified. Actually, I think they qualified exactly the way they finished 1, 2, all the way through 6. So Kephart struggled, obviously. Big Nasty qualified 5th, finished 5th. No, I mean, it went exactly the same way we all thought. And once again, these big cars, they were out on the track, and the incident points are very minimal. We didn't go 0 this time. 2s and 4s, pretty much zeros in my book when it comes to Chili Bowl.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I do not disagree with you there. Awesome, awesome call there. And like I said, we look at the incident points here, and these guys, the most they had was 4. I mean, these guys run a rail out here also. Big ass cars, little Chili Bowl track, and everybody just had 2, besides Big Nasty, who had 0 incident points on the lead lap, finished in 5th. But, dude, I'll tell you what, man, Smolen, these guys, I'm telling you, these top 6 guys, these guys can race, dude.
Absolutely. And that's why you do this, right? You host this at the end of the season, take your top 6 out of each series. And there's a reason why the top 6 are in the top 6 usually, right? I mean, there might be here and there might be a guy in there by default. For the most part, it's the guys that know how to run, they know how to stay clean and stay out of trouble at times. So it's always a pleasure to watch these guys run around, especially the Chili Bowl. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. They did a great job all night long. So congratulations to Wyatt Walker on the win there. Beavers in the 2, Jones in your top 3 there. Great work as always. These guys did a great job in your pro late models. And then we went and loaded them up, and then we pulled out the dirt street stocks. And let me tell you, the dirt street stocks at the Chili Bowl were very awesome to watch too. Jamie Kephart, no surprise, your number 1 qualifier. Jamie Kephart, them dirt street stocks goes together like peanut butter and jelly. Smolen, what do you say to that?
Yeah, he not only loves these cars, but he's very, very dominant in this series. Even struggled on, I believe it was his second lap. So he put down a heater in his first lap for qualifying, obviously qualified first, but then he could have had an even faster lap and struggled though. Like he hurt. I want to say he ended up wrecking or something because he had 4 incident points in qualifying, which you normally don't see in qualifying. Is it incident points? So knows what he could have put down there. But yeah, it's this is his series, and hopefully one day we'll have some kind of competition for him. But I don't see it happening anytime soon.
No, I don't see it happening anytime soon either. As we see there, like I said, taking that number 1 spot, Coy there right behind him into 2. Great work there, and Chris Beavers rounding out your top 3 there in qualifying. Nothing out of the ordinary there as we head over to the race, and it was an awesome race. Like I said, I'm not going to jump ahead of myself here, but I want to. But I'm going to look at the race winner, and it was won by Coy. What a race that young man put on from start to finish. Coy never, and I mean never, let Kephart have a chance. I mean, the dude led 25 laps, laid down the quick time, 12.818. Said, hey, I'm going to get 2 incident points, but the dude led every lap, Smolden. I mean, that's incredible. I mean, you really came out to fucking race, Kephart, when you're going 25, all laps led, quick time on the board in the race. I mean, dude, he really fucking buckled up.
He came out to show up, right? I mean, he absolutely dominated. There was only 25 laps, and he led every single one of them. As soon as that green flag dropped, he was on a mission. He railed that outside line to get to the lead, and that was it. I mean, Jamie was trying there at the end to throw anything you could. I mean, there's really no real slider line here, but Jamie was trying to get into him, bumped him. I think that's where the 2 incident points from either one of them came from. Just kind of move him out of the line a little bit. Nothing, nothing hard, but racing's racing, right? So, yeah, I mean, Jamie was. When you can lead all 25 laps, I don't care what track you're at, but you're in a street stock and you can lead every single lap in front of Jamie like that, hell of a race, Coy. I mean, it was fun to watch. It was definitely real fun being an outsider and not being on the track myself, thankfully, but it was a good race to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, congratulations, Coy, on the win there. Jamie the 2, Wyatt Walker rounds out your top 3 there. Jonesy, Beavers, and Big Nasty remain in the top 6 there. And we look at these incident points, and like I said, dude, I'm telling you, 2 incident points, 2 incident points. Wyatt Walker was 0, Chris Jones was 0, Big Nasty was 0, the other 3 guys with 2. Hey, that to me, man, like I said, it's dirt street stocks. They're already a pain in the ass to drive around a big track. but you put them big old piles of junk out there in the middle of a chili bowl track and tell them not to go out there. Because most of the time you see a dirt street stock at a tiny track, you know what they're doing? They're beating the shit out of each other. They're designed to be out there for demo derby, Smolden.
Yeah, I mean that's why they're built the way they are. I mean, you got to use the car to get around others usually, and it's absolutely. I mean, we could have done an outdoor race right after this, and I guarantee half the field would have had 10 incident points, and then we take them these smallest tracks that we have to give them. And here they are running clean, like they're all friends or something, all buddies, or I don't know what the deal is here.
I have no idea because I go back in the archives here and I look, and I'm looking at some of these guys that are in this top 6 at Charlotte, and half of them needed a toe flipped over on the wall in the catch fence, and it's like they shoved in the chili balls. Like, we run the best we can. So, like I said, awesome work though. Congratulations, Coy, Jamie Kephart at 2, and Wide Walker finishing out your dirt there on Tuesday night, and then we loaded up, and then we went over to Iowa Speedway, awesome track there for the Choice Inc. Modified Tour, and we had some good qualifying there. Your number 1 qualifier was Valentine, and then we had to return to Chaos Motorsports with Billy Van Meter out there in the 2 spot, and Chris Jones qualified P3. Anybody there in your top 10 maybe should have been moved up a little bit there in qualifying, Smolder?
Yeah, I think the only one that really stands out would probably be Kelly. No digs on him by any means. He might have struggled a little bit, but qualifying on the tours, I think maybe he should have been up a little higher.
Yep, absolutely agree with you on that one. Yes, Kelly should have been up a little bit higher there. But yeah, definitely struggled there in qualifying. As we head over to the race there, we had Valentine end up winning it. Cole Howard back there in the 2, and Chris Jones rounds out your top 3 here. Some notable guys in the back here that I see that should have done better. Billy Van Meter. Now, what happened to Bill here, I can tell you right off the hand here. He qualified number 2, finished 7th. He has leading the race. If you have not seen it yet, it's in the VOD. It's over on the YouTube channel. Bill was leading the race with 5 to go, had about 12 car lengths on Valentine, and Billy Van Meter just yeeted the wall, and his race was done. So tough break for those guys at Chaos Motorsports. And Smolden, I don't know. I'm never leading that much. Where I can say I'm out by 12 cars, 5 to go. None of those 2 things ever happened to me, especially at the same time. So I don't know what it feels like. Do you know what it would feel like?
It hurts the soul. It definitely hurts the soul, and you don't expect that out of Van Meter. He's a very solid driver, especially when it comes to the pavement. I don't know. Hopefully there's no kids listening to this. I don't know if he got like a tit pick or something when, leading the race and he just happened to glance at his phone or something. I'm not sure what happened, but he flat out had a stroke out there or something and just killed himself out on the wall.
We may have had to censor that one. Can you rewind it back with the censor there for us?
Oh, yeah, my bad. He might have had what we call a pick, and, it's... I have no idea what happened there, to be completely honest with you. But, unfortunately, wall bites at times, and I know better than most because I hit that damn thing. Go back. That thing all the time, and it hurts. It hurts really bad, especially when you know you're good and you know you're faster than everybody else out there, and then you do that. It definitely hurts the soul.
Yeah, absolutely. So we look at souls being hurt here. We see yourself finishing in the 9th spot there. Definitely, you could have done better than that. 3 laps down, Smolden, J Bones right there in the 8th spot. But I believe you guys were caught up in a late accident. Is that accurate, Smolden?
Well, to be honest, I suck, and the rest of the guys out there, they run good. J Bones, I believe, was in a late accident, correct? And then, the rest of the race, Eli coming out strong. We missed Nick this week, obviously, but it was good to see other guys win versus Nick, but hopefully he'll be back soon.
Yeah, when we say other guys, we mean his teammate. Yeah, Valentine picked up the slack there for Nick this week, so big shout out to them. Good job, Valentine, on the win. Cole in the 2, Jones rounds out your top 3. Looking at these incident points, nothing surprises me there. We got an 8X there from Cole Howard, so nothing bad. Your 0X coming from Rick Kelly. Adam Herr picking up the pace there. Good to see Adam Herr in the 0 category with the incident points. And yourself picked up also 0. So good work to all you guys in the tour mods. Congratulations again, Valentine, on picking up the win as we went over to the Chaos Pro Late Models at Stafford Motor Speedway. When I say Stafford, I instantly think of J-Bones. How about you, Smolden?
Absolutely. J Bones loves this track. He raced at this track where his family did at least, and whatever. So Stafford. Yep. Plus, fun fact, I know I said this in the race the other night, but fun fact, not only does Jay love Stafford, the track itself, but his favorite quarterback in the NFL is also Matthew Stafford. So it just happens to work out perfectly.
Yeah, it does work out perfectly. Now, like I said, as much as I hear Jay Bones talk about it, I thought he was born on the backstretch here. You know what I mean? Like, you just think, he was born at Stafford Motor Speedway. But yeah, Stafford Motor Speedway, one of Jay Bones' favorite tracks here. So we look forward to seeing how he was going to perform here as we went into heat number 1, where Billy Van Meter won at Brandon Parks in the 2. Jay Bones finishing in the top 3 there, and Jamie Averill back there in your 4 spot. Any surprises there, Smolden?
No, I think it probably worked out just the way it did. Obviously, Billy came back out, and he was able to redeem himself, I guess you could say, from the last race, and put down the heater and finished first in heat 1.
Yeah, he did. Awesome work out there. Brandon Parks laying down the fastest time though, 20.801. So big ups to the boys over there at Brandon Parks picking it up there. In heat number 2, Chris Jones, Anthony Monroe, Adam Herr, and Cody out there. Your top 4 in that order. Chris Jones did not disappoint. Won the race, laid down the burner, 20.750, a whole 10th quicker than everybody else out there. Looks like everybody else was just chasing for second, Smolden.
Yeah, absolutely. He put down a heater, and there's no touching him. And the only way you're getting around him is wrecking him. That's it.
Yeah, listen, that's an option. All right, heat number 3. Heat number 3 was won by Cole Howard, Rick Kelly, Smolden out there, and Clemens, your top 4 there. Great job there, Cole, picking it up as we seen Rick Kelly lay down the burner, 20.757 for the Chaos Motorsports guys over there, picking up quick time in heat number 3. Nothing out of the ordinary myself. I don't see anything there, Smolden.
Not a shocker at all.
All right, that's what I'm talking about. Then we head over to the feature, and the feature was won by Cole Howard. Once again, Cole Howard, big win there. Cole Howard, I want to throw this out there, 3-time winner now, back to back to back in the Monte Carlo SS Chaos Pro Late Model Series. So he's definitely got that late model on a rail the last 3 weeks. So big win there for Cole Howard. He was pressured, man. He had Van Meter who finished second and Jones in the 3, and then it was a finish there at the end. I mean, Cole Howard definitely had the sweat beating down. Van Meter was there, you know Van Meter. I mean, you guys have been around him long enough. He's got a few different things that can pop in that kid's mind. He's either going to be like, well, do I want to move you out of the way, or am I going to let you get this one? That's Van Meter for you. So looks like Van Meter let Cole off the hook here, gave Cole the win there, and but nothing short from Cole. He did a great job as he led 28 laps. He laid down the fast time, 20.761, and he had 0 incident points. So congrats, Cole. Billy in the 2. Chris Jones rounds out your top 3. As we look at the list of drivers there, all the way back to 12. Anything you see there?
I think everybody laid down. Maybe Jay, loves this track. Obviously, a different kind of car that he normally runs, but I think 1 through 6 for sure is probably right there. Maybe Brandon Parks, he struggled. He did miss the start of the race, so I will hand him that. Kid called, needed some help, and obviously, we all got a family, so that is more important than some racing at times, not always, but this incident here, but. What I do have to say, and I know you always like to bring this up first, but every single person that was on the lead lap for this race had 0 incident points, and that is very difficult to do at Stafford. Not only that, but myself had 0 incident points. So I gotta pat myself on the back for that one, because normally I hit the outside wall at least 45 times in a 20-lap race out here. So it was it was a clean race. It was fun.
Oh, it was a great race. I love broadcasting. It was great entertainment. I mean, dude, it was 40 laps of great racing. And, you bring up the incident points, and it's very true because pre-race guys are chattering. They're talking about the race and how they think everybody thought it was going to be a wreck fest. Everybody's like, everybody's going to die in the first corner, But like I said, this group of guys, I'm telling you, and I don't know, like I said, I'm not going to sit here and say it's the studs and the duds that make these guys flip around. But I'm telling you, man, ever since we implemented these incident point caps, these guys have been racing clean. They've been racing competitive. And it's been great to see. Have you seen that transition, Smolden, in the last 3 weeks?
I feel like it's definitely made a change. And I know when I go back to the race team, everyone's like, "Oh man, I can't believe he was the dud this week. Like he only had this many, issues." And I'm like, "Well, a dud's a dud, man. Like you got to avoid that." And sure. Hang on one second. Sure, whatever. Uh, everybody tightens their racing up and just doesn't want. They want to be the stud, not the dud, right? And I think it's a fun segment we do, and everybody enjoys listening to it for sure.
Yeah, absolutely they do. So yeah, great win out there for Cole Howard. Billy in the 2, Chris Jones in the 3. And like I said, some of the guys, I do agree with you on J-Bones, should have done a little bit better there. His home track, it's where he was born. I mean, you know what I mean? Enough said there. But yeah, congrats to all them guys out there. Great work. And again, the incident points definitely did not rack up. You guys did a fantastic job there at Stafford as we went. And that was our Wednesday night. And then we got them packed up here and we went over to Charlotte in the Cup cars for one more race. We race here, and then we go to Daytona to finish out the Winter Cup Series. And it's been a long season, Smolen. I mean, dude, we've been racing since October.
I feel like I've been doing this for like 5 years. This series right here, and I was actually really, really looking forward to this series. I myself have struggled, but some of these guys out here, it's been fun. Some of the tracks have been it's an odd series. I'll just put it that way. Like I don't know how to explain it, to be completely honest with you, but it was a fun race tonight.
Yeah, it definitely was fun. And like I said, these Cup guys, they'll be racing the new gen. They'll be racing the next gen cars here on Monday night coming up. In a few weeks, about 5 weeks, everything will transition over to Monday night for these guys. They'll be alternating between them and the Indy cars. So fun little racing going to happen. So to be Monday night, you'll have your Truck Series starting at 9 o'clock. And then right after that, you'll either have the Cups or the Indy cars alternating weekends coming up in about 6 weeks or so. So that's always fun to see. As we jump into this here and we look at your qualifying time here, Cole Howard going number 1 out of the guys out here, laying down a 29.768. Chris Jones in that 2 spot and Jesse Gordon out there in the 3. Any surprises with these guys out here qualifying? I mean, it is Charlotte, so I'm not begging them too much here.
No, it's Charlotte, right? I mean, and we had 4 laps of qualifying, so it kind of changes the strategy of qualifying of how you want to run it, I guess, to make Absolutely. That one quick hot lap. Yes. But no, I think it probably breaks down the way it is.
Awesome, Al, sir. So yeah, congratulations again on Cole Howard picking up that number 1 qualifier out there as we went into the race, and it was won by Brandon Parks, Anthony Monroe back there in that 2 spot, and Chris Jones rounds out your top 3 there. Awesome race overall. I think we ran pretty cleanly. We had one incident that brought out a caution. It was where Monroe kind of went up the track there, and then unfortunately, Smolen, you were there still, and got you collected. That brought out our first caution, and you guys were able to get in there, get pitted back up, get back out on the track, and looks like Monroe got the better end of that there. Smolen finishing P2.
Yeah, no, it was unfortunate that anybody that runs Charlotte knows that I guess you could call it the tri-oval section of the front stretch. It gets real narrow and thin, right? It's tight. So the aerodynamics of the car is also weird. Like kind of the wall sucks you in, but it kind of pushes you off at the same time. I don't know. I've always struggled here. Unfortunately, Anthony came up into me. It wasn't on purpose by any means, but racing's racing. I was able to give it a quick repair, come back out on the track, and get back at it. So,
yeah, absolutely.
It is what it is.
Yep, you did a great job out there as we've seen yourself in the 4, Cole Howard in the 5, Jesse Gordon there in the 6. Jesse was leading it there, got up around Parks there, ended up hitting him in the door, brought out a caution there, and then the rest is history. The guys went into the pit, got some fresh tires. Gordon stayed out, and the rest of the guys flew past him there with them fresh tires, put him back in the P6 there. Congratulations again to Brandon Parks, Monroe, and Chris Jones on a dominating performance at Charlotte Motor Speedway. As we are going to jump into looking at what we got lined up for next week in the league here. We're going to pop it up and get this rolling here. Next week, the Asphalt Street Stock is going to be at Five Flags Speedway. The 203 Truck Series going to Indianapolis. That should be an awesome, awesome race there. The SK Modifieds should be back in action. They should be at Oxford. Then we have the Choice Inc. Modifieds. They're going to be at New Hampshire. That's always a fun track. The Chaos Pro Late Model Division is going to be at USA. And then we're going to round out the end of the week at the Daytona International Speedway for championship night of the Winter Cup Series. So long drawn out season, but it's going to come to an end here next Thursday night. So that will conclude our Thursday night racing program. We will not have any racing going on Thursday. Your podcast will still be out on Thursday. We may record it on a Wednesday. We may record it on Thursday, but you still will have your podcast. But as far as racing goes, you guys got another free night to go out there and drink, chill with the family. You know what I mean? Do something. It's warm out. It's getting summer. You know what I mean? Smolden. And me personally, if I only got to be in the house 3 days a week, bro, that's all I'm going to be.
Absolutely. No, I'm looking forward to running 4 nights a week in the series is always tough. Like, it's a lot of the days of the week is tied up. So some of these guys need a break probably. You can tell in kind of some of the way that these guys are running that an extra night might help them out. But it's been a pleasure. I'm glad that everybody showed up for the whole series here, and we always look forward to it. And after the summer, we'll go back to the Thursday night and we'll put some more races out there. But we're going to shuffle some tracks around and some series around, make sure that the better show up, or the cars that show up more, I guess that you could say, are still running. And we're looking forward to it. Absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah. It's definitely going to be a great season ahead of us. Like I said, it was an awesome winter. Guys showed up all winter long and did a great job. And now it's time to get to one of my favorite segments of the show, if not the best segment of the show, or the best segment in the whole world, where we do the stud and the dud. And Smolden, this week you do have the stud. So I'm going to leave it to you, and Smolden, you go ahead and present it.
I do have the pleasure of the stud this week, and which I always appreciate. The dud's always hard, right? Because you always get the kickback of the guy messaging and saying, "Man, I shouldn't have been the dud this week because this and so guy got into me." But thankfully, I have the stud this week, and I'm going to go with one of my teammates, Cole Howard. I think he had an impressive week. He didn't win every race, but he was consistent, and he was pretty dominant in a couple of the races that he was running. So, Cole Howard, congratulations, sir. You are the stud of this week.
Awesome work out there. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. That's an awesome call. Yeah, Cole Howard definitely got the wheels rolling here the last few weeks, and congrats, man. Like I said, I know he was the dud a while ago, but he's definitely got it turned around, and great work out there. Now we're going to go ahead and pick the dud of the week for me, and the dud of the week for me may be a surprise for some of you guys, but like I said, I see it how I see it. So the dud of the week for me is going to be Jamie Kephart. Jamie Kephart going to be the dud of the week for me. I take a look here and I roll him off here. He is a 3-time champion in the dirt this year, and the big blocks, the pros, and the street stocks. We take a look at his street stocks. He just didn't get up there and get that win. He let Valentine take that from him. We go over to the modifieds where he found himself in the 3 spot. We're talking about a defending champion here. The guy's been on a rail all season long, able to slip up there in your big blocks, and then we go to the pro late models. Once again, he's all the way down into the 6th spot, and then we go to the dirt street stocks, and this is where it icing on the cake for me, man. Jamie Kephart, very dominant normally in them dirt street stocks, and Coy able to grab that edge there. So big shout out to Coy once again for stopping the man. But my dud this week, Jamie Kephart. Awesome. Very good stuff out there. That's what I'm talking about. So we're going to get it rolling here. Smolden, it was awesome as always, man, to have you up here ready to roll with us, man. Hopefully you had a great time.
Absolutely, but I appreciate it like every single week, and I hope everybody had fun, and we look forward to next week.
Absolutely. We'll be back at it again next Thursday night, man, so stick around. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like and follow on Spotify or wherever you listen to your podcast at. And Smolden, until next week, man, be good.
You betcha, bud. Thank you.